welcome to another episode of WhimsyCraft. As you can see in the background, I've been doing some work in between episodes trying to get the base mossed up a little bit and get a little more color to it, and I think that's exactly what we've got going on. Now this is starting to look a lot better, but I still have a lot more that I want to do, and I'm going to keep working on this in between episodes. I've still got to add a little bit more moss in some areas, and I still got to do all the stone work. But I think what I'm going to do is just keep messing with it kind of in between episodes until I'm happy with it. Now I've been extremely busy lately with some things outside of Minecraft, which has led to some comments like this. So I guess the first thing we need to do is take care of our shops, because we gotta keep our customers happy, right? Because if not, they might stop paying us. And that would definitely be not good. I've had the rocket factory up and running, and I've also done a little bit of work to it. Let me hop on the other side of this rail. So here we are behind the rocket factory. And what I've did is I've added this little lever right here connected to this redstone that runs up here along this torch tower, and it turns these lights on and off. Why, you may ask? Well, you see, I had some problems with this farm, and for some reason, a bunch of my golems got missing, and some blocks got missing, and it almost looked like there was an explosion in there. Anyway, I've added this so I can turn the farm on and off, just in case I ever need to go in there and do some maintenance. Also, that kind of solves our problem of having too much gunpowder, because now I can just shut the whole farm off. Now, I've only done that for this one over here. I've got to do it for these two as well, but that'll have to wait for another day, because today we have to start working on them shops. We got to get them filled. I was going to say we have to check on them, but we already know the answer to that. Also, this episode, you're probably going to see me without my hat the rest of the episode because, well, the models are kind of broken right now. And this is not a good look. So let's head to the shop and get them filled and go ahead and collect our diamonds. And here we are at the rocket shop, so let's go ahead and take a look at the chests. Well, that one's empty. No diamonds. That one's, there it is. Oh, there's all the diamonds there. Let's go check. You know what, just for the fun of it, let's check this one right here. Oh my goodness, they even bought the stage 2. Well, I guess that's the trick to selling stage 2. We just let everything else run out. Then they're bound to buy them. I mean, they don't have any other choice, really, other than make them themselves, and I don't think anybody's going to do that. Alright, let's see what this one is. Okay, well look, there was one left. It doesn't help, it says 3 diamonds for 2 stacks, but there was one left. Okay, well let's get all these filled up, and then we'll check the slime shop as well while we're here. Fight duration 1 and 3 are all filled up. Now, I wasn't expecting them to buy 2, so now I've actually got to go and make a shulker box for 2. Something else I'm thinking about doing is utilizing the fact that this is made of barrels, so maybe I can make a whole bunch of extra ones and fill all these up, and then that way, maybe they won't run out so fast. Or at least I won't have to transport them back and forth. Alright, now let's go see what the slime shop did. I'm expecting that it did pretty well, and as you can see, some more shops have popped up in the shopping district. I'm being very careful not to show off a particular one, because I don't think it's been shown off yet on video. And the slime shop is completely sold out again. Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to fill this one up. Oh, not completely. So there we go. That's a little bit better. I never thought I'd be happy to say that the slime shop has slowed down on sales just a little bit. It's been pretty hard to keep up with it. So that's 169 diamonds today. That's some pretty good profits for today. Now let's go ahead and add them to the rest of our pile, which is ever growing, as a matter of fact. Actually, you know what? Let's convert these to blocks. Of course, I don't have a crafting table anywhere. Let's grab this. And let's run and find a crafting table real quick. Never mind, I just remembered I had one right here in my ender chest, so we didn't have to go too far. I almost walked out the door. Alright, so let's do that, and let's go ahead and craft up those blocks. And let's go ahead and put this back in here, like that, and there we go. Now that's looking a lot better. Now, let's get this out, and we'll go ahead and fill the slime shop back up. I should have enough to fill it up. I indeed did not have enough to fill it up, so we're also going to have to spend some time at that farm. Being a shop owner is pretty tough. Alright, well the slime shop is going to have to wait. It's mostly full for now, so it'll be okay, because I actually have to AFK at that farm. But the rocket factory, we can definitely let that run while we're in close proximity of it. And I know exactly what we can build to do that. I'll see you back at the base. Now, one of the things that I've been wanting to work on for this base is this little area right here where this platform kind of jets out. And as you can see, there's some boxes here, and that means that there's a lot of materials right there. And bringing all this back to the base was an absolute nightmare. And right here in this box, if you see all these hoppers here, well, that's because I spent a lot of diamonds over at Stevie's iron shop. It's more work that I did in between episodes. Now, before we start talking about this right here, there's actually a gift waiting for me right up here in my captain's quarters that Stevie actually dropped off. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that is. Maybe it's a thank you for all the diamonds that I've spent. Also, before we look at that, I should also mention this. Not only did I buy enough iron for those hoppers, but I also started refilling up my iron shulker right here. So that way, at least like last season, we'll be full on iron whenever we need it. Now let's turn our attention to this. A gift for you. And this is from Stevia. So let's see. Oh my goodness. What in the... You guys, this is crazy. It's so many. Oh, we can do so much. And this is going to help with today's build. So today I want to start... Why is it always raining in WhimsyCraft? Like, didn't we move seasons? Didn't we go to season 2? There's not supposed to be as much rain this season. Anyway, let's head on down here and let's talk about what we're going to build today, because it is a massive project. And I'm hoping that we can get it done in one episode, but I'm not guaranteeing it on this one because there's a lot. And I kind of want to walk through it and kind of describe everything as we're doing it with y'all. So we'll build a little and then we'll talk about it, because there are some main points in this base once it's all said and done. One of them being the creeper farm here. This is the rocket factory. As you can see, it's got its own little shell around it. This is one sustained area. That's for making rockets. Eventually we'll do more in here. Over here, that is the farming area. And eventually the villagers will live there as well. And that is going to be another main area. Up here up top, you know, we have our farm that we just built last episode for the moss farm. Again, its own little area. And with all that being said, that means that this is going to be its own little area. Now, what are we going to build in this spot? Well, this is going to be, and I know in the last video I said this, we need one more farm. Just one more, really. I know, I get it, but right here is what we're going to do is the super smelter goes in this area right here. And then bamboo farms up top, because we have to have bamboo to power the smelter and to give us wood, because honestly, I'm tired of chopping wood just for simple things like crafting tables and chests and things. It's too much. So it's time for the bamboo farm right here in this big blank area. Now, this won't be just any simple little farm with the smelter and a bamboo farm. This is going to be a lot more complicated. We're going to be adding a lot of redstone in this. Well, not a lot. I mean, not for like a true redstoner, but for somebody like me, this is a lot of redstone. So basically what we're going to try to do is we want to do furnaces on one side, and then we're going to do blast furnaces on the other. That way we can smelt both items between normal blocks and all of our like gold and things like that over here. Then on top of each super smelter, we'll have a bamboo farm kind of located in this general area. I know there's not much to go off of here. Let me go over here. There, background. So super smelter here, and then bamboo farm will be up here, kind of up in the air above the smelter. Then behind it, what we're going to do is we're going to add in some shulker loaders and unloaders. This is where it gets a little fancy, you guys. So basically what I want to do is I want to be able to walk in here with maybe a shulker full of gold or something like that, and then just dump it in, let it do its thing, and then it's going to feed it back into the system and then pop me out a shulker full of whatever material I'm doing, stone or gold or whatever. And that way I can just load multiple shulkers in this thing and let it do its job. Automation, efficiency. I think we talked about that in the last episode. So now that the sun is finally going down and I can sleep this rain away, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and sleep in my little bed over here. I still got a mess over here that I've got to clean up. I've got resources everywhere, you guys. I don't even know what's over here. Yeah, we'll be using all that. So I'm gonna sleep, and then we'll get to building right over there. I think what we're going to do is we'll start off with the platform. That way we've got something to walk around on. And then we'll start getting into the redstone-y bits and talking about that. So DJ, start that music. Oh, I just missed that. That was so lucky. Okay, that's the floors in. Now it's time for the smelters, and a whole lot of hoppers. And there we have it, 2 super smelters. Now, this one over here and this one over here are built exactly the same. The only difference is this one has furnaces and this one has blast furnaces. Now, as you can see here on the sides, it kind of exits off this way. And this is where you could put a chest if you wanted. But what I'm going to do is send it up an item elevator, and then it's going to go into a shulker unloader. And then that's basically going to finish up the farm as far as the redstone goes. At least for down here in the furnaces. Now, there'll be some more redstone when we get up top to the bamboo farm. But first, let's get all the rest of this in place. And at least that way, we'll have the bottom operational. Okay, that's one super smelter done. Now let's go take a look at it. So as we discussed earlier, we have furnaces on this side, and we have blast furnaces on this side, and they're basically built the same, other than just that. Now right down here in the middle, this is where everything is going to get collected. I decided not to do shulker loaders just to make it a little more simple, and also because if you look back here, there's not a lot of room left. That was a whoopsie on my part. But really, I don't think we're going to need it. I've added a ton of storage built into this entire system pretty much everywhere. So let's kind of go over everything, and I'll show you how everything works. So on either side, at the side of the farms, there's that one right there, and then there's this one right here. Now this is the main feed for both super smelters. This one right here powers this one, and that one over there powers the one over there. Now each one of these will be receiving bamboo planks already crafted from up top from the bamboo farm. And then as they come down, they'll fill these chests, and then this hopper minecart will collect them and distribute it along the way. Then that leads us to all this over here, which to show this off, we should probably start in the beginning, which is the front. And all that starts right here with this dropper. I also have one right there. So basically you just put your shulker box in here and you hit the button. It's going to go up this water stream where it pops out right up here. Then it'll flow along this stream right here and get collected in this hopper. Then after it's collected in that hopper there, let's hop down here. Well, that was a little too far. Like I was saying, once it gets collected in that hopper right there, it'll come down this hopper line and then it'll go right into this little machine here. Now this is the shulker unloader. Also, hey look, my hat's back. Ailey fixed the model. Isn't she awesome? Anyway, this is the shulker unloader. So basically, the shulker box gets spit out of here, lands right there, and then all of this detects that there are items in the shulker box and unloads it, sending everything down into this barrel right here. Once it's done and it's unloaded everything, it'll push this piston, which breaks the shulker box, and it goes down into this barrel here. So all the items go into here, and then the empty shulker box goes here, and that goes down to a return line, which goes to this little chest right there. And then I can just collect my empty shulkers. Now once this barrel right here receives items, it flows down into this hopper and then into this chest where the hopper minecart will collect it and distribute it along the way. Is everyone keeping up? I hope so. Now let's talk about these last two hopper lines. We have one right here leading into all these chests. And then there's one right here. It's a shorter one, and it leads into all these chests here. We'll start with this one. So this one is also going to be connected to the bamboo farms up top just like these are. But the difference is this one will actually be pulling in just regular bamboo. Because there are plenty of times that you need to make scaffolding and things like that. So I'll be siphoning a little bit of the farm off to do that. Then this other one over here will also be siphoning off the farm, but it'll be actually collecting the blocks. So it'll be another area just like these areas here where the bamboo will be creating the bamboo blocks in the crafter. That'll be sending into here. We'll also have that set up here as well. And that'll be sending me bamboo planks all the way down here and filling up all those chests. Now if we hop back down to the front, I can kind of show you how everything's going to go. So once I put my shulker in here, it'll go up, it'll unload, it'll come down, and then I'll have an empty shulker here, and all the things that I need to be smelting will be smelting. Whenever they're done smelting from either farm, it doesn't matter, they're all going to filter into these boxes right here. And I figure 4 double chests is plenty for any items that I'm smelting at one time. Now if we come over to the other side, this is actually split up into 2 different things. So this bottom one here will collect the bamboo, just a plain bamboo, and it goes into a filter system, and like I said, all these have like a ton of chests. I kind of got lost back there for a second. All these have a ton of chests to help with backup, so that way everything doesn't just back up into this one chest, and then we have a storage problem that's overflowing. Now these 3 are actually connected to this line here, which will bring me in the bamboo planks already pre-made. So again, we have a whole lot of chests here to help with all that backed up storage. After all, we want to be efficient, and having to go back and deal with storage all the time is not efficient. So hopefully that will be enough to not cause us any problems. So with all that being said, once this is done, it will smelt all my items, it will create bamboo planks for me to be able to use whenever I need to craft crafting tables or chests and things like that, and it also gives me just raw bamboo. So that is what I would call efficient. Now I have 2 shulkers here for us to test. I've got one with some stone bricks that we can use to make cracked stone bricks, and then I've got another one over here with some raw gold that will smelt up for the raw gold. Now I have went through and I've given these just a little bit of wood all the way around just to make sure that everything was cleaned out and that we didn't have any items just kind of hanging out somewhere. Because we all know when we build a smelter, there's always at least one item hanging somewhere around. And you know you all look for the one smelter that's not lit. We all do it. So, this isn't going to do that test because it's not enough, and I really need the farm to be feeding to be able to get enough wood in here to turn them all on. But I have went through and checked them all. But I figured we could do a little test here just to make sure that everything is working. Let's cross our fingers and hope that it works the first time. I have triple checked and quadruple checked this farm over and over and over again. Every system, I've looked at it 5 times. I'm pretty sure everything should work. Alright, let's throw this thing in here and see what happens. So it should go up the water spout. It should come over here any moment and be put into this area here. Yep, there it goes right there. And it was unloaded. So then it should come right back here. There it is. Oh my goodness. Everything is working, you guys. It's so exciting. Alright, let's see if our stone is in here, and there it is. I just love when things work. Okay, let's try the other one and see if the gold will smelt and then end up there as well. Alright, let's take this one right here, and we'll put it into this side, and it should do the same thing. So we'll put it in, we'll hit the button, it should go up here, and then it'll go into this little area right there. There it is. And then it was unloaded, and then it should come right back down here. Whoop. There we go. And then, in just a few moments, there should be some pieces of gold pop up right here. So let's wait and see. And there it is, our 2 pieces of gold. So the smelter is working, you guys, so that is awesome. So now all we got to do is build the rest of it. Primarily, we have to do that bamboo farm so that we can feed this smelter and that smelter. So that's going to be our next thing that we need to do. And then we'll have to decorate this area as well. Let's drop this stone off in here for now, along with the shulker boxes. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. One thing I want to point out before we end everything is I have been working on the rockets, and I've been letting these run, so I have collected quite a bit of fireworks, and we're almost at the point where I can start filling up all the barrels that the rocket shop is made of, which I think is going to improve sales and make it a lot easier for me to keep them full. Now I've enjoyed each and every one of you to be here for this episode, and I think today we're going to end things on a little more of a personal note. So I know that I've been kind of busy lately, and my videos have been a little sparse, but there's good reason behind that. See, I'm working on a big move, and by the end of the year, I'm actually going to be moving homes. New adventures await in the beyond and unknown. And that's kind of what's happening. So I'm doing a lot of things in the background just to try to get ready for the big move. Now as we get closer to that date, I'll be discussing more things with y'all that'll be upcoming with the channel, some that I hope will be extremely positive. But all that will definitely be coming closer to the end of this year. Now if you like what I do over here and you want to help support the channel, a like, a subscribe, a comment, all those things really help with the algorithm. And don't forget to tell your friends I'm here. Now if you would like to do a little extra help, I do have a Patreon. And on there I have 2... Oh my goodness, the chat, you guys. And on that Patreon, there are 3 tiers, each one with their own little surprises. Now another thing you may notice is that my videos are going to be a little bit shorter than they usually are. And that's just because I'm super busy with trying to prep this home so that I can move out and do a lot of other things. Don't worry, the content is definitely not stopping. As a matter of fact, we still have the 15 minutes of Minecraft that has just started back up again. I'm also working to get all of my stuff set up so I can start streaming again. I had some issues with that and I have to go reset everything. Of course I do. But don't worry, because that's coming too. And a whole lot more WhimsyCraft. So, until the next one everyone, be good to yourself, be good to others, and don't forget to check all the links down below. We also have the link to the WhimsyCraft Discord if you'd like to talk to me or any of the other Whimsies. That's the best place to do it. We have a really nice community over there. And until I see you again, stay whimsy. Bye!